Hello and welcome to Woodcock Cycle. This video here is going to give you a beginner's tutorial on how to apply hot wax or glide wax to your cross-country skis. This is the following list of some of the items that you will need before you go and start doing the hot wax. First off, you are going to need a scraper. The scraper is going to be used to scrape off the old wax on the skis as well as the excess new wax. The second item that you're going to need is a base cleaner. Base cleaner is going to be used to clean the base in preparation for applying the new glide wax. You want to make sure that your skis are properly cleaned before applying glide wax so that you are not waxing any dirt, particles, contaminants into the base of the ski. After you have your base cleaned, you are going to need your actual wax. There are two types of wax. We have a base prep wax here, which is used as a binder for the hot wax. It allows the wax to adhere properly to the base and last longer. That would be your first layer of wax that you would be looking at applying. It is recommended but is not necessary. Second, you will need your actual glide wax. This comes in various different forms and temperatures. There is a basic hydrocarbon wax. There are also fluorinated waxes as well, which are basically more expensive but slippier, which basically gives you a longer glide. There are different temperatures for your glide wax. These are dependent on the temperature of the snow, not the air. As you get to warmer temperatures, the range of temperatures that the wax is applicable to is smaller. This is due to the changing properties of the snow. As it gets warmer outside, the properties of the snow change more quickly with warmer temperatures. As the snow gets older and colder, it doesn't change quite as much. So here in Manitoba, most likely going to need one of the cold weather waxes for 80 to 90% of your skiing season. The next product that you're going to need after you have your wax is a brush. After you apply your hot wax, again, as I said previously, your scraper will be used to scrape off excess wax. You will then follow that through with a brush to again brush off the remaining excess wax. After you have completed your hot wax, you want to make sure that you take proper care of the bases of your skis. The bases of your skis can get damaged easily due to leaving them sliding around in the back of your car, or simple by having them elastic together with a strap. What you will want to use here is a set of straps or ski bones. What these will do is keep your skis together and keep the bases separated from each other so that they are not touching. This prevents any damage to the base of your ski, especially helpful after you've just applied your fresh layer of hot wax. If you do not use one of these and allow your skis to slide around, you may end up with damage, as seen here, to the tips, tails, or the entire base of your skis. The first step in hot waxing your skis is to remove the old wax and especially kick wax. Here what we will do is take a wax remover or base cleaner and spray it on the kick wax zone. Then we will take a scraper to scrape the rest of the kick wax off of the base. After we remove the kick wax, we will take a rag to get the rest of it off of the base and out of the groove. We will then have to let the base cleaner dry before the next step. The next step is to then take a copper brush to remove the old glide wax from the base. As you can see, the old wax is coming off of the base. It is always important to work from tip to tail. We now have a base that is free of old glide wax. You will then want to take an old rag to remove the excess wax that is left from behind the brush. The next step is to then apply the glide wax to the base of the ski. There are two methods to do this. One is by rubbing the wax, shown here, You melt the wax slightly by touching it to the base of the iron and then rubbing the wax onto the base of the ski. The other method is by dripping it off of the iron onto the base. By dripping the wax onto the base from the iron, you will use more wax. This method is more conservative of wax. When waxing cross-country skis that are not skate, you may leave out the kick zone as done here, as it is not required to apply glide wax to the kick zone. Your next step is to then take the iron and melt the wax into the base of the ski. As you see, when you're waxing the iron, the wax turns clear as it is absorbed into the base of the ski. On porous bases, you can actually tell that the wax is being soaked into the base of the ski. On lower price skis that use an extruded base, you will notice that a lot of the wax will pool on top of the ski. The next step is to take a groove scraper and remove the wax from the center groove of the ski. After you've allowed sufficient time for the wax to cool onto the base of the ski, you may then take your scraper to scrape the excess wax off of the ski. Again, remembering to always work from tip to tail.
Like I need the part. Where's the magnet?
We always advise to use a plexi or plastic scraper, as it will minimize damage to the base. When waxing, be sure to hold the scraper as shown in this direction so that you do not gouge the base. After you have scraped the excess wax, you may use a brush. It is advisable at this step to use a nylon or horsehair coarse brush to remove the excess wax from the base of the ski. You may also want to use a scraper to remove wax from the side of the ski. Your next step is to use a softer brush to polish the base of the ski. Again, working from tip to tail. We now have a freshly waxed pair of skis.